Alright, so we're back. Now we'll be working on the homework for Unit 4, pages 3 and 4, which is the second part of the homework that's due. Today we're just looking at balancing and types of reactions. We'll just start off with number 1. So you have a metal, and then you have a compound. So anytime you have an element and a compound, in this case it just happens to be a metal, but you can have chlorine or sulfur or whatever. Anytime you have a element and a compound and you get a different compound and element, then this is going to be a single replacement reaction. Okay? Now what you have to figure out is how to balance it. So the way I balance mine, I draw my line here, and then I play ping pong. I'll start on one side and I'll balance, I'll go over here and I'll balance, I'll go over here and I'll go over here and I'll go over here. And that's how I do it. So sodium is here. There's another video that's also available, and it's about balancing it based on a rainbow colorway. So I'll tell you this, there are about, between the 4 chemistry teachers, there's about 3 or 4 different ways to balance it, these things. So, just find a way that works for you and make it happen. So I'm just writing how many I have of each. I have 1 sodium, 1 mag, 2 fluorines. Or you have 1 sodium, 1 mag, and 2 fluorine. My bad. Messed that up. 1 fluorine. Okay, so balance, balance, not. So to make this, I always have to make the smaller one equal the bigger one. How can I make 1 equal 2? Well, I can multiply it by 2. Alright, so if I multiply it by 2, that multiplier has to come up here. That becomes my coefficient. Well, that multiplies the fluorine by 2, but that also now multiplies the sodium by 2. Well, when I do that, now I got a ping pong. Ping pong back. So I have 2 sodium here. What do I do here? Well, you gotta multiply that by 2. And if I do multiply it by 2, that's my coefficient. So now is it balanced? 2 and 2, that's good. 1 and 1, yeah. 2 and 2, we're done. So I just fill in the blanks with 1 and 1. So this balanced equation would be 2, 1, 2, 1. Just like that. Let's look down here at number 4. Okay, so the key is if it's in the parentheses, it stays in the parentheses. And we're going to balance the parentheses as a unit. So first off, let's figure it out. I have a compound, compound. I get a different compound, different compound. So if it's 2 compounds and you get 2 compounds, then that's a double replacement. So balance out. So draw my court, my net. Okay. So then I start off here. Ca, OH, parentheses, Al. Uh-oh, don't need parentheses on Al. But when in doubt, I just like to draw them, I guess. And then SO4 here. Okay, sulfate. So calcium has 1, hydroxide has 2, aluminum has 2, and sulfate has 3. Alright? Same way. I always write it so that they are straight across the same. It just makes it easier when I'm balancing stuff out. So I have 1 calcium, I have 1 sulfate, 1 aluminum, and 3 hydroxides. So now I'm going to start at the top. So 1 and 1, we're good. Oh, I have 2 and 3. Okay. So in this case, when I have 2 and 3, they don't agree with each other. What you can always do is you can always just figure out what would be the common factor. Well, if I multiply this by 2, that gives me 6. Okay, and so whatever I multiply by goes up here. And so that's 6 OHs now. Well, now I got to multiply it by the aluminum. So that's 2. Alright, so now ping pong back. 6 and 2. Well, now I have to multiply this by 3. We're multiply here, that's my coefficient. And so now that multiplies the calcium by 3. Alright, so now I have 3 here and I have 1 here. Bounce back. Multiply that by 3, that'll give me 3 on this side. That's my coefficient. Multiply this now, so now that affects my sulfate. Now I have 3, I have 3. Let's check. 3, 3, good. 6, 6, good. 2, 2, good. 3, 3, 2, good. Sorry, 3, 3, good. So then this has to be a 1. So your coefficients will be 3, 1, 3, 2. And that's how we do it. Okay, let's flip to page 4. Oh, we have some more. Let's do one of these. So, here we have CH, so that's CHO. CHO is CHO. Anytime you see CHO, you know you're going to end up with carbon dioxide and agua, or water. So this would be a combustion reaction. Okay, combustion always ends in water and carbon dioxide. Think about it. You ever wondered why water spills out of your tailpipe when you drive down the road? If you didn't know it did that, go look at it. That's because when gasoline burns up, it forms water. Water comes out the tailpipe. Well, let's balance this out. So, when it's a hydrocarbon, well, this is what we call a hydrocarbon, or combustion reaction, we always balance it as CHO. CHO. So first I'll write it out. 2 carbons, 4 hydrogens, 2 oxygens, 1 carbon, 2 hydrogens. Now, be careful with your oxygens. Keep them separate, but remember they still add together to equal the total amount. Okay? Let's start with C. I have 2 here, I have 1 here. Multiply by 2. And C, and now this is important because notice it multiply by 2 here, and now it's going to affect this 2 only. Doesn't affect this one, it only affects that one. Then you balance hydrogen. Well, I have 4 and I have 2. What times 2? 2 times 2 is 4. So now that coefficient goes there. So that's 4 now, and that's 1 times 2, which is 2. What's 4 plus 2? 6. Good. Now what can I do with the 2 to get 6? Well, 2 times 3, last I checked, was 6. So whatever I multiply by goes in the blank. Let's check ourselves. 2 and 2, good. 4 and 4, great. 6 and 6, awesome sauce. So because they're balanced, I put a 1 in the blank and I'm done. 1, 3, 2, 2. Well, let's do our last one. Na, so sodium with iodine reduces sodium iodide. Same thing. First off, I have 2 elements, produces a compound. 2 elements produces a compound is a synthesis. It's like a snake. Okay, so 1 sodium, 2 iodines, 1 sodium, 1 iodine. Sodiums are good, iodine's not. Well, only way I could do is make this 1 equal 2. To do that, I have to multiply by 2. Whatever I multiply by is my coefficient. So I multiply by I. Well, now I've got to multiply by Na. If I do that there, I got to do it here. Ping pong. Okay, or tennis, whatever. Badminton, if you like badminton. So now 2 and 2, good. 2 and 2, great. So this is a 1. There you go, 2, 1, 2. So that's the homework for the second. That's the homework for Unit 4. See you later.